Hey, Pammy, how do your feet feel?
They're not right.
But good job stretching. That's good. It's good work. Takes a lot of discipline.
Not really, because I can't walk if I don't do this.
Also, cool new socks. Where'd you get those?
My husband found them for me out of a hiker box.
Added to the collection. These are the sleeping socks.
Yeah, because we don't always, like, when we were at Shelter Cove, we didn't do a sock load, but my socks were getting so disgusting and, like, matted and smelly and horrible. But I didn't want to sacrifice my sleeping socks, so then Henry found me new sleeping socks.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, they only have, like, one little hole. They're amazing.
How much do they weigh?
Doesn't matter. I honestly don't know. Probably the same as the other ones. Don't know how much those weigh either. I don't care about weight, man. Just kidding.
Care about cleanliness.
I do. I care a lot about weight, actually.
Both of us care about cleanliness more than the average PCT hiker. By a long shot.
Yeah, I would say it's overall a hindrance, but it's working out.
It's who we are.
Yeah. Good morning. All right, little update for ya. Henry got back last night around 9:30, and that was great. And today, I had mapped this out kind of yesterday, but today we're gonna go a little over 27 miles, which is a little further than we usually go, but reason being that that's where the last campsite is before we're taking the Crater Lake Rim alternative, which seems like the vast majority of PCT hikers take, because otherwise you walk through the national park but you don't ever see Crater Lake. So there's a nice alternate where you can go around part of the rim, and this is the last campsite before the rim, and so I thought it made sense to get there. And there's not, like, in that 27 miles, it's like 3,000 feet of elevation gain, so not bad at all. Very good, in fact. And so anyway, doing that today so that tomorrow we can kind of hit the rim early, enjoy it before it's too crowded, and then get to Crater Lake Lodge, hang out there for a while. There is, like, this is a little hard to explain, but there is a trolley that will take you from Crater Lake Lodge to this place called Mazama Village, where a lot of people camp and send their packages and stuff. And there's basically, the alternate connects with the PCT, but there's like a trolley that will take you in between. So a lot of people just end up, like, basically never connecting the alternate with the PCT, just taking the trolley and continuing from Mazama Village. But as we've said, Henry and I are really trying to do, like, as much as possible, connected footsteps, I guess you could say, and not, like, skipping any sections. So we're probably going to hang out at the lodge for a while tomorrow and then continue walking on the alternate till it connects back with the regular PCT, and then walk the side trail to Mazama Village. So, and we'll camp there tomorrow night, and then we're gonna zero there, and we have a cabin there the next night. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm actually getting really close to the highest point on the PCT in Washington and Oregon. You're actually a lot higher up in Oregon than you feel like you are, if that makes sense, or at least Henry and I have felt that way. It's like, it doesn't seem like you're that high up, but then you look at the elevation and you're like, no, we're pretty high up. I think it's weird because in Washington you feel like you're higher up than you are, and here you feel like you're lower than you are. So anyway, yeah, that's about it. Should be a good day. Henry has, I think, one side mission planned, so have that to look forward to. Ooh, doggy. These are some nice tent sites. Too bad we've only walked 3.5 miles. This is beautiful.
Whoa, what is that? Can it be bagged? Wow. Huh, I'll have to check the map.
All right, here it is. The Oregon-Washington high point, 7,560 feet. Now I should note that someone said there is a higher point on the rim alternate, but since that's not officially the PCT, that's why this is the highest point. Very little fanfare, not even really any particularly good views, but yeah, it's very hard to believe that being like in Goat Rocks and all the beautiful mountains up by Hart's Pass and all those places, like they just feel so much higher than this. It's very weird, but here we are. There's only one way to celebrate this momentous occasion. Well, geez. And another really great thing is that this means we only have 21 more miles today, which is over 2 miles less than we had yesterday. And it's earlier currently than we left camp yesterday. So, on track.
This is the hiker shuffle. No, it's the hiker hobble. It's the hiker hobble. You sit down for a couple minutes and your joints seize up. Look where we are. If you can read backwards.
I sat here so long that Henry caught up to me.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Well, if it was too buggy, I wasn't going to wait.
But there are no bugs.
Or if you took too long.
Anyway, highest spot on the PCT in Oregon or Washington, 7,560. Pretty special. All right, we're going to go our separate ways. I'm going to bag Tipsu, hopefully, which is that beautiful red peak I saw that intrigued me so. And Pamela.
Going to keep walking.
Welcome to another episode. Going after Tipsu. First order of business is to find Tipsu Trail, which approaches not from the PCT. Then we'll go from there. I think that's her, Tipsu. Wow, looky here. It's a trail. Excellent. Summit block. What I think I probably saw first. I don't know. This is a beautiful trail. Dang, this is a very cool peak. I love this. This is amazing. You can see so many things. Yeah, that's Thielsen in the back, pretty sure. So there's Diamond, and to the right is Cowhorn. There are the Sisters poking up above clouds. I'll take it off zoom here. All right, so there's the Sisters back there. That's a fall summit of Tipsu. That's a really cool knob. Love to know what that is. Here's looking over the PCT. The PCT goes through that saddle/valley. There's Thielsen. And another really cool peak. And there's a lake and a different peak over there. And this is the length of Tipsu. Very nice. All right, that is Diamond Lake and Mount Bailey behind it.
So apparently this guy is one that Henry wants to bag today, and that peak is very pointy and very far away. So I don't know if he's actually planning on going up to the truest summit or not, but I gotta be honest, that looks a little scary. I guess we will see. We will see what he does.
I don't know why people complain about Oregon as long green tunnel. Yeah, there's some green tunnel parts, but it's so beautiful. The trail I was on yesterday. We haven't really had much burn zone since the Cedar Creek fire. Just these wonderful old growth forests, these amazing trails. I love Oregon. I suppose it helps that we're here post peak mosquito season. They really have not been all that bad most of the time.
This is a beautiful creek. And there's the peak. I don't know how to say it. It's like Thessalon or something. I haven't really looked at how it's spelled. Not that that would make me know exactly how to say it, but probably closer than my random guess from skimming it. But yeah, this is really beautiful.
There she is, Thielsen. Looking good. Gonna get some water from Thielsen Creek first. This is a tortilla nibbler. She nibbled into my bag.
No, I didn't.
She nibbled into my life. Requested a tortilla.
What?
How many tortillas have you had in the last 30 minutes?
This is my 4th. But they're mini.
Excellent.
Street taco.
All right, there's another view of Thielsen.
Well, I stayed for an hour. And then I went to fill up my water and I ended up sitting down on this rock and napping for 30 minutes. But I'm awake now. There's the peak that Henry is climbing up. Here's the beautiful stream. I'm ready to go.
Welcome to part 2 of peak bagging with Henry, Hank Lather. And I'll show you Thielsen approach-ish. So there it is. People talk about a ledge, at which point it becomes class 4 scrambling. I think that's the ledge people are talking about. In order to prophylactically treat summit fever, I've already decided and told Pamela that I am not going to summit. I am only going to where the class 4 scrambling begins, which I think is that ledge. However tempting it may be, which I suspect it won't be that tempting. I don't really love exposure, so I think it should be good. Getting closer. This would best not be done in the heat of the day, but that's how the camping shook out. I did pre-hydrate, but I also have some water waiting for me when I get back. That's a cool rock formation. I like it. I'm partway up. Turns out there are a lot of tall mountains in Oregon. Not like tall, but tall. It's like there are many castles up here. Kind of cool. Well, I've entered the scrambling phase. Some hands required. A little bit of a choose your own adventure here.
I do really like this Oregon terrain. A little bit of lava rock, some beautiful trees, some beautiful views. I've said this before, I know people complain about it a lot, but the green tunnel, as they call it, opens up quite a bit and honestly keeps you from the baking sun. I felt like the top half of Oregon, there was so much burn that it was very often just kind of exposed. So anyway, obviously the lava rock over time, this isn't bad, this is just a little bit, but walking on those big lava rock portions is pretty rough. But yeah, I think this section is really beautiful.
That's the summit up there. Definitely not tempted. This is a cool slab of rock. Very cool. You know, I don't know where this ledge is, and I don't think I'm as far as I could go safely, but I think I'm satisfied where I got. I think I'm going to call it quits and go back down. I think that's the right decision. All right, a view of what I'm seeing. Seeing a lot.
All right, Henry is somewhere up there right now, I think. Very just ominous looking. I don't know.
So there's some day hikers I ran into, and the voices I was hearing are the people all the way at the top. Good job, people. Good job. There they are. Pretty insane. Somebody's put these little ribbons, which can be helpful. I'm also running Gaia, which is nice. Well, shoot. Can't find where I stashed my bag. Ah, that's annoying. Phew. Found it. There it is. I thought it was very obvious from the trail, but it's not quite as obvious as I thought. Huh. That looks like smoke over there. Hope it's a dust storm. Looks like smoke. I don't know. Looks far away. There's another shot of smoke or hopefully clouds, maybe? Maybe? So I asked a Nobo about the water caches just to make sure. On Far Out, they were reported as absolutely massive. Same guy who did the cache yesterday, just hundreds of liters of water. Anyway, he also said, oh, and there's trail magic, but may not be there when you get there. So I'm racing for it, but as usual, you never know till it's in your hand. Okay, I was walking down the trail very fast, and all of a sudden I see a wolf in front of me. I'm like, that can't be a wolf. Looks kind of like a wolf. And then the owner was, I don't know, 20 yards back. And as a joke, I said, nice wolf you got there. And he goes, yeah, it's actually a wolf hybrid. So that was part wolf, part husky. So, for what it's worth. Its name was Smoke. It was very friendly, but looked like a wolf.
All right. Got to the water cache, and there was some trail magic there, which I didn't know about, so that was exciting. Had a cold Coca-Cola, which was lovely, and Henry ended up coming as I was about to leave, so yeah, we sat there for a few more minutes, and then he's still there. Oh, and also, I can't remember if I talked about this, but at Shelter Cove, I had borrowed several audiobooks from the library on my phone, and it was just like dud after dud. Like, I gave him a chance, and it was just like, no, I can't keep listening to this. But finally got one that's pretty good. It's like a historical fiction, like based on a true story type of thing. So yeah, we'll see. I'm like a couple hours in, but pretty interesting so far. Pretty sad. It's about like a concentration camp and stuff, but anyway, I will maybe share more details at a later date, but so far so good. So nice to have a audiobook that I don't abandon for a podcast after an hour or two. This sign is making me realize I don't actually know when we technically go into the national park, but this sign makes it look like 2 miles. But the last sign said 1/4, but didn't have any like denomination. So I'm like, is that a 1/4 mile? But that doesn't really make sense. So I'll have to look at a map and see like when we actually enter the park. But I do know that the site that we're camping at, you can't camp like anywhere along the rim or anything, but as far as I know, the site that we're camping at, PCT hikers are allowed to camp in. So regardless of when we enter, we should be good. Wow, okay, so there's this really cool sign here. I just came out of the woods on this side of the road, and right over there is the sign that says entering Crater Lake National Park. So I guess it was a 1/4 mile. And that's crazy. I didn't realize it was so soon. And I guess it doesn't really matter, but it is kind of, I don't know, it feels more special to be walking in the national park. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. So anyway, we've got the little baby lava rocks here. They're kind of fun. And permit is required for camping. Check. Ooh, this is a cool register. Wow. Trail Register, Crater Lake National Park. That is beautiful.
Okay, update time. So, when I was trying to get trail magic, I passed, going the other direction, a trail runner. And my thought briefly was, is that Carl Saab? And I didn't think so because he just looked too clean and like he didn't have enough stuff. So I should probably explain who Carl Saab is. So he is a Dutch dentist, I think he's Dutch, who is also an ultramarathoner and who currently holds the fastest known time supported of the AT and previously held the fastest known time of the PCT supported, but he was beaten in a subsequent year. And this year he's attempting to reestablish the fastest known time. So I've known about him for a couple weeks now. There's an online tracker that updates his current location at all times. And I've known that we're getting close to overlapping with him. So anyway, I saw him and it looked kind of like Carl Saab. Male with a beard, right complexion, etc. Anyway, but I was like, nah, can't really be him. Plus, I was so focused on trail magic, I didn't yell, "Are you Carl Saab?" So anyway, so I get to trail magic, which was still there, and Pamela was there, and everyone was talking about whether that was Carl Saab or not. And the consensus was, yeah, it was. It's about where he should be, looked like him, but we weren't really sure. Someone had enough cell signal to look up his real-time tracker, and it looked to be that he was about 20 miles south of Crater Lake. So we were a little unsure, but is there a delay in the tracker? I don't know. So best guess on consensus of the group was, actually, I think the consensus probably was Carl Saab. But then after everyone else had left, and it was just me sitting there, he ran back the other way. So that was just a trail runner, not Carl Saab. And the unfortunate thing is we're probably going to miss him because everyone essentially takes the alternate to go along the rim of Crater Lake. And he, of course, cannot do that. So he'll be on the actual trail tomorrow while we're on the alternate. My only hope is that he's doing enough miles that we could actually see him kind of when we wake up. So maybe I'll keep a Carl Saab watch. Don't know. I really wish I had better signal so I could figure out where he was and maybe wait to see him. Anyway, and Trail Magic was excellent. He had a wide selection of sodas and beers, and I had, for the first time, Shasta Strawberry Kiwi. I had 2 of those, and they were excellent. Absolutely delicious. Best part was they were cold. Nothing like cold soda on a hot day. Look at this. Crater Lake National Park. This is a new national park for me. Permit required for camping. Unfortunately, the permit doesn't allow you to camp on the rim, but that's pretty good. So we're going to be camping in the park tonight. So exciting.
Well, this is new. It won't focus, but a worm got inside my bug net. Honestly, better than a mosquito.
Wow. Blast from the past. Just passed a guy. I'm like, that looks familiar. And I knew who he was. We just met Lothar, who we had last seen at the Lake Morena campground and malt shop. Day 3, I think, of the PCT. We were just hanging out, loving the just, sitting around talking to other PCT hikers vibe. And we got talking, we were telling him about the story's already been told, but he was the guy who taught us how to use our vestibule properly because neither of us had looked into it. We were just so pleased with the tent without a vestibule. We didn't bother figuring out what those metal clips were for. But yeah, just saw him. Crazy. About once every 2-3 weeks, Pamela turns to me and goes, "What do you think Lothar is?" And now we know. Wow, that was cool. Walking through this here forest, The number of trees with these growths on them is, I think, higher than I've ever seen. I mean, half have it? More than half? I don't know. It's very interesting.
It's quite a nice sunset going on here through the trees. And it's gonna be on the dark side when I get to camp, but hopefully just enough light to not be too stressful. I thought Henry was gonna pass me, but he hasn't, so he might have just stayed at the Trail Magic for a while. Anyway, just a few more miles.
All right, I just stopped to pre-soak my couscous. You know, it kind of varies on what brand of couscous you buy and whether you add the seasoning in. I've had it take as little as like 5 minutes, but I've also had it take as much as 30. Also depends on how much water you put in. I do not like runny couscous, so anyway, didn't have any water with me, so I used liquid IV. We'll see how that goes. If you recall, the acai or blueberry flavored drink was kind of a disaster, so hopefully this won't be a disaster.
Still no sign of Henry, but here's the rim trail, so I'm gonna go head this way. Somebody lost their glove, I guess. And I just had to dig out my headlamp because I didn't remember to get it out earlier. And I might not need it. I'm still not using it right now, but it's getting dark pretty quickly, and I still have probably about a half mile till the site, and especially to get the tent up and stuff, I'll need to be able to see, so just got that out.
This is a sign at the road. Interesting, I don't believe the park goes through Joshua Tree National Park. Or the PCT goes through. Nothing like a deer to scare you in the woods at night.